What? What is it that she says when she's playing the game?
I don't know.
Check. She goes, sick.
Did
I
you
thought it was
say
sick. She was saying sick.
I don't know what she's. What?
That's a sick move.
She just crashed.
She just crashed.
She's playing Subway Surfers, and she just crashed. That means she got caught by the Frankenstein monster.
Is that Frankenstein that's chasing her? I thought it was a security guard.
Well, it's not the Frankenstein because Frankenstein was the doctor. It's the monster that he created.
What's the name of the monster then?
I don't know.
Bert?
John?
Freddy?
Something like that.
Egg? Nog?
Nog would be a good name for a monster.
Nog would be a good name for a monster.
Yeah.
And then Nog's kind of a friendly name.
Oi, Nog. Come on.
You realize you get banned from Facebook for doing that.
What?
That.
Whistling in the microphone.
No, calling a monster Nog.
Why?
Because they'd say it's racism.
Is it? What's Nog? What does Nog mean anything?
Well,
does it connect it to eggnog?
Nignog.
What?
Nignog was an old English derogatory term for a black person.
How am I supposed to know that?
Well, how's anyone supposed to know anything, right?
That nignog was an old derogatory term. I'm not even a freaking native speaker. I can say words that don't exist. And
no, you can't.
I can say words. I can also say words that do exist and have a different meaning. And
look at the size of my microphone in the shadow there.
Oh God, it's such a male thing. Look at the size of my microphone, right? Never heard a woman doing that.
Well, you can't because you're in the wrong position.
Yes, the shadow is.
Well, it's because women have a negative space. So they can't.
I'm processing.
You're processing. Think about it. I know it's early.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I know it's early. We've missed the sun coming up.
I haven't missed it.
But the whole world is
seen it. It was red. It's nice.
The sky was red. The sky was
red, yeah.
The sky was a fiery pink for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And now it's a subtle
yellowish.
No, it's not yellow at all. It's
light blue. Yellow.
Where?
It's green, actually.
What?
It's green. It's like a yellow.
It's Halloween. It's turning green.
It's like a yellow-green toothpaste. I don't know.
Toothpaste?
Yeah.
The sky. I awoke to find the sky looking like toothpaste.
That's funny. It's very yellow, but it's got the blue coming through the yellow, and it makes it look a bit greenish.
I don't know what you're looking at.
Oh, never mind.
I have no idea what. Who is Alexx Saucer? Who is that?
Alexx Saucer.
Not saucer, not like cup and saucer.
What are you talking about?
Saucer.
Oh,
who's Alexx Saucer? Because he's put in a comment of you, or is it you, or you're right there.
I'm not sure. I was looking at how you spell it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Alexx with 2 X's. Is that a boy or a girl? See, I don't know. See, I don't know these things, right? Right?
Hi, Alex.
Is Alex male or female?
Hi, Alex.
I've could be Alexa or it could be Alexander.
Whoever you are out there, thank you for commenting. It's really nice.
Oh, look, they commented again. Lovely. Yay! So, but I don't know if that's male or female. That I have to call it that. I don't know.
Stop it.
What?
You probably know him, right? But he never remembers anybody.
I just said I don't know if it's a he or a she.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just explaining.
I know everybody's first name, but I don't know anybody's second name. right?
I'm just explaining that he
Right.
never remembers anything or anybody. He's got these people
Well, it's
coming
not
and
true. It's
greeting
not.
him and saying, "Oh, hi, G," in the street, and you're always like, "Who's that person?"
That's because everybody knows me, right? But I don't know everybody.
knows
It's
me.
true. It's true. I'm a legend.
You're slightly less legendary without your legendary hair, though. People stopped recognizing you all the time.
That's good. That's good. I finally have some peace and a bit of space
Because
it got ridiculous.
Because you don't look like a mop anymore.
When was the last time somebody there was something somewhere about jogging, somebody recognized me.
Yeah?
Who was it? Oh yeah.
Yo equals hello. Yo, hello, yo.
You no matter how hard you try, you cannot sound black.
I'm not trying to sound black. I'm trying
That's
to
what black
sound
people
myself.
say.
Is it?
They're like, yo man, the word thing. I don't know. Something like that.
I don't know. I just say things that come into my head.
What up, bro?
I'm not trying to sound
like
anything. Look at this.
What do you? What?
It's a leaf.
What are you doing with it, though?
I'm showing everybody out there that it's autumn, and we have this beautiful autumn decoration that fell off the
It's not the decoration.
cactus tree. What do you call that? It's like a succulent It looks like a cactus, but it's got leaves. Look, there's another comment.
What are you talking about? What up, G? He's black because. No, I don't know because.
Well, no, because I say things
I can tell you
you
it's
say
a boy
that
because a
sound
girl
like.
would never write "What up, G."
No.
No.
What would she write? She would write like, "What up, sexy?" No.
Yeah. Yeah, she would.
Of course, naturally.
She would.
No girl can resist that.
There was a time. There was a time, sort of prehistory, caveman kind of.
I remember that time.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh.
I couldn't resist that either.
Oh, well, there you go.
Nobody could resist the mop. The mop was irresistible.
I looked like a mop. I'm a man baby. Is that like a small man?
Not a man baby. Like...
I'm a man baby. Is it like a man that wears a nappy and walks around with a dummy?
No, it's a man, comma, baby.
There's no comma.
Well, there should be a comma, because if you don't put comma there, then it sounds like you're a man baby, which is just a bit freaky.
Yeah, you can't really use that, can you? Because like, hey, you're a man, baby. But it's not that because I'm a man. See, I told you it was male because only male people would write "what up," right? Girls would send kisses or love ya or
hearts, unicorns, rainbows, glitter, sparkle.
Yeah, or they'd be like, the baby just woke up and I have to take care of them, or I have to go and do that. And the guys would be like,
you don't stereotype as eyes at all, do you?
Don't speak English. I
told you I can make new words. That's my superpower. What superpower do you have, Alexx?
You've got the power.
I have the power to. I've got the power to make new words. I'm really good at that. Have you noticed?
No. Because I sort of switch off when you start using language that nobody understands.
It's a superpower. One of these days, I'm going to create my own language, which is going to be like Esperanto, only it's going to be based on English language.
And
so it's going to be like...
Who the hell is going to want to communicate with
Inglaranto.
you? Ingranto.
Sounds
my
like what you speak in the morning.
that means where's the breakfast?
Yeah.
And means there's no coffee. And that means
no. There's no coffee. It's much more aggressive. There's no coffee. It's like
What the?
That was it. I told you I'll come up with it.
That's scary. I mean, I can imagine you go to the local supermarket, right? And there be no coffee.
That was that was a Wookiee with a cold.
Wookiee.
Yeah.
Wookiee's a big hairy and lad. So I used to look like a mop. It's true.
You did.
It's true. People used to clean the floor with me.
I'm just checking.
What do you?
Look, you guys are great. Love the show. Thank you.
Wow, that's made my day.
That's like the first positive comment that we've
ever had.
No,
Ever.
not first, but first in a very long
time. No, the first
time.
positive comment.
Oh, I thought Laurel likes us.
People comment, but they don't comment in a sort of super positive kind of way.
Yeah, that's a very nice go.
Big,
We're so happy.
That makes all the stress worthwhile, because
what stress? Are you stressed?
The stress of getting up at 5:30, 5:45 actually, and
6 actually, because you actually got out of bed when my alarm clock rang. And it rang just as I was bonding with my newborn baby. I had a dream that I had a new baby.
Yes? And you were bonding with it? Yes? Whoa. That's deep, man.
It was a nice dream.
Yes?
Would you like to make it come true?
She said. You were probably bonding with your real born baby, which was.
Yeah, I woke up when my alarm clock went off, and I felt my old born baby pressing against my back. She was trying to cuddle me, poor girl, and I had my back turned to her, so she was like cuddling my back like that.
Let me cuddle you.
Yeah. Well, she couldn't really, because that was just the back, so she was just kind of pressed against it.
Alexx says, I have 8 kids.
8 kids!
You cannot.
Wow, that's so cool. I've got another friend with 8 kids.
Wait.
What?
Is that real?
Of course it's real.
Alexx really have 8 kids. I'm pausing I'm pausing in,
digest the information.
Well, that's how many people in your life do you know or
Rebecca
has?
Rebecca has 8 kids.
The fuck is Rebecca? I don't know any Rebecca.
You don't know Rebecca?
I don't know.
Do you know that big? Do you know that
under the table? Who's Rebecca?
Rebecca, do you know that big fat book that we have? The one about homeschooling.
The well-trained.
The well-trained mind.
Mind. Not
that's from Rebecca.
How's it going over there, Jazzy? What's the story? Morning glory. Need a little time. Oh!
Super cool, darling. Just keep it up.
Good job, Jazzy.
Keep it up.
Yeah, I'll just, we're going to take her outside, and she's going to be jumping from car roof to car roof. Because
collecting stars. We're trying to reach the stars. Good. Reach for the stars, baby.
The stars. Do you notice how bright the stars were last night? We were going to bed. I looked out the window and I was like, "Wow, they're really
No,
bright."
but I have noticed the star this morning when I woke up. I looked out the window here. No, you were the grunt. What was it? In grunto. You were speaking in grunto in the kitchen, and I came over here.
Do you know the word monster? Do you know what it comes from?
Mother. No.
No.
Moon.
Moon. Moon and
stir. Like stir the moon.
Oh God.
No. Story?
What were we just talking about?
Star.
Moon and star together is where the word monster comes.
Moonstar.
Moonstar. Originally it was Moonstar because it was the people would go crazy at night.
Yeah.
So they were.
would they? I almost went crazy at night last night because I drank your cough medicine. What was it? Was it stomach medicine?
That is dangerous stuff. Shouldn't be ever.
It's in the cupboard.
I'm ready to pour the bottle down the sink.
I'm not.
You're not.
No.
You like it? Good.
Well, I think we should have it as a
emergency.
I'll hide it.
Yeah, emergency for stomach cramp. Alcohol. Alcohol. I said the word alcohol. Okay.
Yes.
Look, here she goes.
He.
What the fuck is Rebecca? It's a place in Egypt. Okay.
Rebecca is my friend who has 8 kids. Yes. And
what?
She's super cool. And she
but how come you've got a friend that I don't
book.
know anything about?
It's
an invisible imaginary friend.
No. It's a Facebook friend. I've never met her in real life. But
Not
she's
a friend then.
It's a Facebook friend. It's called friend on Facebook. It's terminology.
Yeah, it's someone.
It's a friend. It's a good friend of my sister. Okay.
Oh, so it's your sister. It's not really your friend. It's your.
It's my sister's good friend, but I was in contact a lot with her
through Facebook.
Oh, look, Facebook went crazy again. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. We've got all these smiley faces coming up and on and just floating.
I love that.
Krista, which way are they? They're going like that. I just like
going that way.
Yeah, I've got a problem with that because
never
it's
take directions from her.
It's the other way around.
Go that way. You know, up the street.
I love it when people call me, right? And they go, "We're trying to find your apartment. There's this tall building. Which way should we turn?" And I'm like,
I love it when people go, "How many floors are there?" I'm leaning off the balcony going, 1, 2, 3. Like I don't know.
And I'm like, "Well, where are you? What can you see?" There's grass and there are some trees and there are these tall buildings with a lot of windows and they're gray.
It could be the central fucking park.
Could be everywhere and anywhere. And I'm like, so which way do we go? And I don't know, right?
I had these I had my kid clients yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? And we were sitting in the kitchen having a pretty deep conversation about finance and money, and I was trying to get them to do the visualization thing with
the boys.
Yeah, I was trying to get them to do the visualization thing with finances, and started off with talking about what can you see around about, and I was talking about my little trip up the other side of town and the houses that were being built and the prices of them.
The massive expensive houses.
Yeah, and I starting to get them to think about money and how much. Talk about money. Money's new dimension. I like that song because it actually mentions Reaganomics in the song.
Yes, I've noticed that.
That's are you two stoned?
No.
We ought to be.
Fleet is 17, the grade A. Oh, okay.
Really, Scott? He has.
He's a man, baby. Remember.
I'm a man, baby.
No, we're completely fine.
To the moon, baby.
We just went to sleep around midnight. I went to sleep around midnight. You were fast asleep.
I was fast asleep before I was in bed.
I told you something and you just didn't react. And it was a really funny thing that I told you.
That's what happens when I'm asleep.
I know. I've noticed. It happens when you're awake sometimes as well.
Yeah, because I walk around with these large pair of headphones on because I can't focus if I don't.
That I just ignore.
Well, what do you mean you ignore? Oh, do you keep talking to me and I can't hear you?
Yeah.
And to other people it would be really rude, but I need that in order to focus on what I'm doing, because if not, I've got the kids pulling me in one direction and you needing something somewhere else and other stupid stuff happening that I don't need to know anything about. So I was thinking this week about I need to build like one of those. Have you seen those Japanese like capsules, right? That people go into them, and and they seal themselves in, and it's perfectly silent inside, right? And they just they lock themselves away from the world for a while. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Okay.
I'm imagining it.
Okay. So it's like a little. It's like a long capsule which is the size of a bed, and you go into it and you seal the door and you can't. You're sealed off from the outside world.
Can you
can breathe.
Can you seal the door from the outside?
Well, that was my fear. My fear is to be stuck in something like that forever.
I could kind of seal it from the outside when I need a
break,
kind of space, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I was thinking how cool it would be just to have some space, some place where you could go in, and it was perfectly silent. You could never be disturbed, and you'd be totally disconnected from the outside world, and you could just be with yourself and your own.
Let me guess. You started to have these imaginings after you started working from home and spending like 24/7 with the kids.
Well, I started to have this last week, actually. So probably.
Because I know exactly where you're coming from, believe it or not.
Because I was thinking, if there was a way to get this something where I could just for half an hour a day, just go inside and then shut the door and just not hear anything, not have any contact, and just be with myself and my own ideas and my own thoughts.
Do you know what's funny?
No.
That I actually talked about this with you about like a year ago.
Where are you guys?
We're in Slovakia, in the living room. We're in the living room in Slovakia.
There's only one living room in Slovakia.
There's Jasmine on the sofa playing Subway Surfers. There's Charlie Brown
she got up
with us
and decided to play
in
Subway.
the telly.
On the telly?
On the telly.
It's not on the telly. We don't have a TV because we don't agree with letting children watch TV. We have a monitor.
Yeah, in the monitor I call it a telly just because I like the word.
Get the correct preposition.
He's in. Okay, he's on the monitor.
Yeah, so we we play films of our choice, but we don't let kids watch random television because.
Oh, Central Europa, where are you, man? I know. I just keep wanting to say "man, baby." Where are you, man?
Man, what, me? I'm here.
No, not you. Him.
Talking to your invisible internet friends.
Yes.
Okay. What's the question? Oh, there's a question there. Are you a stay-at-home dad? I am. Can you believe that? I'm a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, and I'm a stay-at-home ma'am, but we're both ma'am.
Ma'am, like a lady. Lady.
But we both work from home.
I'm a lady.
Yeah. But we both work from home. Yeah, he works from the bedroom. Which sounds really horrible.
I work in the corner of the bedroom.
Computer work, okay, not whatever you imagine under working from the bedroom.
I don't think other people think like that. I think they know what you mean.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You think? And I work from the living room.
I had a business, and now I have half a business because I do everything online. So I do all my teaching, I do all my coaching, I do all my motivation, I do all my tutoring, I do it all through Skype. And my clients are just the cool clients are just super cool about all of this because they realize that they don't have to spend money traveling and they don't have to waste time and they don't have to think about parking. They can just reach me from wherever they are.
Yeah, so he does personal development coaching, don't you? Kind of personal coaching.
PDC. That's a new. You just created new terminology. Personal development coaching.
I like how you like to make acronyms of things.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, there's obviously something wrong with me.
He does PDC.
PDC.
And teaching English.
Well, I do a bit of that. The trouble is that Slovaks tend to think they know everything about everything already, so they kind of feel that they don't need much.
What do you mean we don't?
What?
You mean we don't?
Don't what?
Know everything about everything already?
Well, you think you do, but there's a difference between what you think and what actually is your knowledge.
I know. We don't know everything. We actually know quite a little.
It's great because then I have to say, to be the coach, I have to say, well, I don't know everything. Well, then why are we employing you as a coach? Good question.
Because you know enough.
I know enough. That's it. I don't know everything, but I know enough.
Or because I know more than you know, man.
Well, I don't know. I don't tend to think that I know more than my students know because I think it's It's a symbiotic relationship.
It's not more. It's different. You know, different. You know, different things. You know.
I said that to somebody this week.
It's not that.
I was making that point.
You don't know more about. You probably don't know more about.
One of my clients was having this.
I'm running out of my coffee. Do we have any bigger mugs? I'm running out of coffee.
You are a mug. What are you talking
Could you get me a bigger mug for my coffee, because it never lasts through the thing.
So one of my clients, I can't say which one, I get these like awkward questions, right? Don't fall over.
Falling over. I'm not putting my feet on the wall. I'll put them on my legs.
Are you cold?
I was this morning.
Captain Scott of the Antarctic here. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Call me Captain Scott.
Okay, Captain Scott, you are, Scotty, and so I get these ridiculous coaching questions, right? And I've been going out with this girl, but my friends all told me she's a kurva.
Easy woman in English, just translating it.
And that doesn't mean easy to talk to.
A curve. A curve.
I don't know. I do. How do I know? That was the question. I got that question. Like, how do I know?
How do I know?
Yeah. How do I know?
How can I tell if she's
one of those or not?
Okay.
And I thought it was a great question. And I sort
you
of
talk to the person. You find out what moral values she has.
Yeah, spend time.
Exactly.
It takes time to get to know a person.
You spend time with her and you talk to her. You take her for a hike, and there you go. You've got 6 hours of uninterrupted talking there.
I took her for a hike.
What? Is that another English expression that means?
Would you like to go hiking? Oh, I'd love it. Thank you very much.
No, but that's what you do.
Is it?
No.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. Anyway, so I got out of that by saying, well, the first thing to understand is that these people's viewpoint of her is that she's different. Not that she's bad, but that she's different. So start there.
People are so. Oops, sorry, Mike. People are so judgmental.
Giving it a name.
That's Mike.
That's Mike. Catch you later. Battery is crashing. Thank you very much for joining in the conversation.
Thank you. It was lovely. It was nice to meet you. We're here very often, actually. So
in the living room.
Yeah, we're in the living room with Mike on.
With Mike.
Very often.
Yeah. We love him. Share if you care. Thank you for joining in.
We'll be happy to see you again.
Yes.
Bye.
Georgia. They're in Georgia.
Ooh.
Is there a song about that? Georgia, Georgia, sweet Georgia, on my mind. Just a song.
You know how I make words? You make songs?
I don't. There's actually.
Yeah.
I seem to remember it being on a Confession Time. A Michael Bolton album.
Oh, I thought you just announced Confession Time and you were going to tell me a confession.
That is a confession. I had a Michael Bolton album.
Okay. Oh, because then the second thing.
That's like saying I love Slovak rap.
Because then the second thing I felt that Michael Bolton's album was called Confession Time. Because that was like.
They should all be called Rehab, because that's where he should be. Because he shouldn't be making music.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know? That's great.
I only know one Mike. And he's right in front of my mouth.
And it's a real Bolton. Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind. I know. Somebody somewhere will get that.
Right. Well, that was an old nonsense. Shall we talk about something constructive now?
Did you say an old nonsense?
I said a lot of nonsense.
Okay. Your pronunciation is terrible. But it's still better than mine. Ba.
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 I slur my words together. No.
How will we talk about something?
You make me feel so young.
I'm getting quite hot now.
You make. I feel like it's not exactly cold in here. And
well, it was in the morning.
Wrapped up like it's midwinter.
don't like it.
Yeah, don't strangle yourself there. What are you doing?
It's all.
You've actually managed to tie up your scarf, your microphone cable, and your hair. And if you can actually see the video on the live Facebook stream, it's the most ridiculous. Wait, no. Would you like some help?
Yes. No, I don't need help.
Women.
It's a magic trick.
And then she disappeared.
And then I pulled the scarf out of my cable.
You've got this tied up as well. You've got that. You got your sweater, your hair, your mic, and your scarf. And
you're pulling the cables.
Stop playing with that.
See?
So Alexx is a
Georgian father of 8 children.
That's incredible.
Who's at the same time as a man baby. Yeah.
It's a man with babies.
Yeah.
How old are the kids? Oh, it's 3 to 17.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. 8 kids. How the hell did he find us? Somebody please explain that to me. How the hell did a father with 8 kids in Georgia find us in our living room in Slovakia?
I don't know. It's amazing, isn't it? It's the amazingness of the internet.
That should be a book title.
The amazingness of the internet.
Yeah, I'm sure people would buy it just because it's amazing.
Is amazingness a word?
No.
Or should it be amazingivity?
It should be amazingivity-nessly. I should make it the adverb form, but
or amazingdom.
Amazing. Could be. Right. Anyway, so we're here to talk about parenting, aren't we?
Yeah. We did actually mention
8 kids.
8 kids. That's awesome.
I can't get over that, round that, past that.
Number.
No, it's huge. It's a big number. It's a big fat 8.
You have to make a lot of money. I mean, more than you need for 3, right?
I don't know. I mean, do you?
Yes. I mean, just feeding 8 kids.
It's like feeding an army.
It is.
Where do you put them? Where do they sleep?
In the cupboard. In beds. You have beds. I had a friend.
You need 10 beds.
I had a friend at university. I had a friend at
9 beds.
Shut up. I had a friend at university who was from 7 kids.
Yeah,
and she was the oldest.
Yeah, but as society progresses or regresses, depending upon your perspective, families tend to have less children. There's only 2 kinds of families that really have large groups of children: those who are in serious economic poverty, or Christian families. I can think of let's just have those 2 basic groups. You can probably think of a few others, but
well, my friend was both. No, she wasn't in extreme poverty, but
well, that proves my
they
point,
were a Christian family, and they were
not
not rich. Okay, they were just average, I would guess, but because they had to feed 7 children, I imagine that would be quite a strain on the finances, right? She said that they lived in, I think she mentioned they lived in like 2 bedrooms, 3-bedroom flat. They have like 3 bedrooms and 1 living room. And she said obviously 1 bedroom was her parents' bedroom, and the kids were distributed in the 2 bedrooms. So, and they had the bunk beds, right? So there'd be like 2 bunk beds in 1 room, and a bunk bed and a normal bed in another room for 3 kids. There'd be like 4 and 3.
Never a quiet moment there.
Nope.
Can you imagine the mess? 7 kids. Can you imagine the mess?
I think that people kind of must train them, right? When you've got that many kids. I mean, my friend Rebecca always says she's a real person.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, and I'm a real person.
She doesn't say she's a real person. But she always says that last time I talked to her, she had a 14-year-old daughter. She might be 15 or 16 now. I don't know. But when she was 14, that was the oldest daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She used to say that she's a better mom than Rebecca is. She said that, you know, she makes the packed lunches for the kids to take to school, and you know, she helps a lot. She makes sure that everybody is ready to go and in the morning. And her other daughter, she had 7 daughters and 1 son. Sounds like a fairy tale, right?
7 son of a 7 son.
And her other daughter, like the 12-year-old, would bake cakes for everybody, and you know, they had these roles, and they all kind of seem to have worked out for them, because the older kids were very independent and
Did you
very
say cakes and rolls?
No.
Oh, okay, so just imagining food.
You hungry?
I've already had breakfast, so I shouldn't be hungry. It's not real hunger.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real hunger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of that. It's not actually real hunger.
Mm-hmm. So
I could eat, but
families with a lot of children just have to be organized. Doesn't that word
your
sound?
profound statement for the day? Families with lots of children have to be organized. It's like one of those horrible parenting presentations.
Doesn't that sound funny? Coming out of my mouth.
Yes.
The word organized just doesn't fit the shape of my mouth, I'm afraid.
You put dis in front of it.
Disorganized. Yeah, that's better.
You can. How to be. You know, there's books on all management. You could have like one with the opposite, like how to be disorganized for people who are too organized. There's obviously that would be a niche market, right? People who are all these people who are just like over organized. You could get them.
How to relax. How to get a little bit of mess in your household.
Relax, Max.
No, I mentioned this would be people with OCD, and I don't think I could tell
what
them
kinds
how
of
to be
CDs?
disorganized. Oh, yeah. Okay. I have to
story?
go and get her some juice. She's thirsty.
Oh, it's thirsty time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say something. I'll remember in the kitchen, maybe.
Yes. Okay. You go remember. You go remember. You've tied it around your head. Head. Brain. You cannot be untangled. Like that Slovak word, zmot. Zmot. Zmot means tangle. It means tangle, I think. Zmotted. Should be a word in English. Zmotted. Right. Good morning to the people out there. We're almost 40 minutes into the podcast and we haven't done an introduction yet. So it's about time to say this is a practical parenting podcast live. We go out live. We have a live video stream on Facebook and we do a live podcast recording at the same time, and we mirror everything to the YT YouTube channels out there. We do this 3 times a week at least, and we produce other short parenting videos that you can find on the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching channel on YouTube. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, enjoy. Oh, welcome back. You're slowly
shedding my
that yeah, I was looking for a word like that. Yeah, good word. Yes, you're delayering. If that is a word, you're delayering.
Yeah.
Right. Why did you have so much clothes on? Or did you just
wake
up and think that?
I woke up and I put on a lot of clothes because I was cold.
Usually when people wake up, they're warm, no?
Well, they are, and while they're under, when they're
No.
While they are under the duvet, they are.
Okay.
Then you take the duvet off, you realize you don't have a baby bonding with you because it was all just a dream, and you suddenly feel a bit colder.
Right, as you do. It's going to be cold outside today. I can see it. Right.
You can see the cold.
I can see the coldness just hanging there. It
Yeah,
is.
it is.
It's
It's hanging there, definitely.
still.
I'm getting colder just looking at it. Stop looking at it. Shall we just draw those flowery curtains?
No, because
They look like summer.
I don't have a pencil.
Enjoy.
Bah. Right. Enough already, as they say.
Enough nonsense. Are we going to do some sense?
Yeah, helpful phrases. Helpful phrases to take the pressure off the parent. And my God, what was that? Sounded like
A cough.
I don't know. It sounded like something odd. Kids are going to be getting up soon anyway. Again, and just disturbing us. So we better do something practical. And you're right there.
I'm losing my balance.
You can't lose something that you don't have.
I have you.
Thank you. You're standing on one leg again. What's that about? Stork.
Yeah.
That's the sound of the baby getting into a bag. Oh, what's that?
Muesli.
You find a bag of muesli?
It's rolled oats, actually. Oh, nice.
Have those oats actually been rolled? Yes, don't bump your head on there. Yes.
Thank you, Jazzy. Thanks for the present.
That's great. It's very kind of you. Oh, do you want to come up here?
What's next in the bag? I don't know. Go and have a look.
Oh, this is why she's not allowed here, right? Because she was grabbing the cable over there, and as you're on this side, I can't do anything. I'm on the other side. You have to protect everything and stop her coming in. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
You are crazy. You can't stop a 2.5-year-old from coming in.
You have to. You have to have some control.
There's nothing else in. Well, what are we going to do?
The bag's empty.
What are we going to do?
Would you like me to put on Charlie Brown for you? Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? The Charlie Brown is finished, so we'll put on another one. Shan't we? Okay. Helpful praises.
Helpful praises.
Praises. You can say this. To help parents to calm down anxious children. There should be phrases to help children calm down anxious parents.
Yeah.
As well. They should hand them out to kids when they arrive at school. When you come home from school, you can use these phrases with your parents to help them relax after a hard day.
You know, that would have actually helped me when I was a kid.
Oh, I'm actually serious.
That would have actually helped me. Like, when your parents come home really nervous and just shout at you, like, constantly. This is what you can tell them to calm them down.
My parents would come home really nervous and shout at each other. I'd be scared to go downstairs.
Yeah.
The voices would be echoing around the kitchen.
I'd be scared to go out of my room when my mom came all you could say you can say when your parents in the mood, right? I mean, I could sense
in the mood.
Just by the way she opened the door, I could sense,
She opened the door
she's pre-pissed.
Pre-pissed.
Pre-pissed off.
Pre-pissed off as an angry.
Yes, as in you just blow. You just go.
You can tell by the way. You can tell by the way that I don't know. the angriness of the action.
There'd just be this kind of haze around her, right?
A haze.
But I could say you can just sense the vibe. Okay, so I could just sense the vibe, like get out of her way.
Wasn't that caused by work?
Yes.
There you go.
So that would be like okay, emergency procedure, right? Go to your room, don't get out a school book and pretend you're studying.
Pretend to be studying?
Yeah.
How can you pretend to study? You just sit and stare at the book, or?
Now you've got another book inside the first book. You're reading.
So
you're reading a novel.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're reading a, you know, the biology book or something. I did that all the time.
It's quite smart, actually. It's quite smart for a kid.
I did that all the time. Mom would just peep in. She wouldn't even come in because she wanted some space for herself, right? Because she was all stressed out and she just wanted to sit down for 15 minutes and put her feet up and yada, yada, yada. So she would just come in and she would look and she'd go, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Studying." Mm-hmm. Okay. Close the door. Go somewhere, have some coffee, have a break. And that would usually help.
Why did she pop her head in and say, "What are you doing?" Why did she do that if she really wasn't interested?
I'm not saying that she wasn't interested.
Well, obviously she wasn't interested because she didn't really check, did she?
Oh, maybe
and when
she
you were,
she had to check.
Well, when...
You don't expect your child to be lying to you, do you?
But you ought to know the difference.
I mean, if Will was lying on his bed reading his Bloody Scotland, you wouldn't.
Bloody Scotland.
You wouldn't.
It's a book.
You wouldn't come to him and have a look if it's really the book that you know, if he doesn't have something else hidden inside the book. Would you? Just look at him.
Because you could see horrible histories, and it's a small book. You couldn't hide anything else inside the book. I would know. I would know instantly.
Anyway.
I know instantly from... I know instantly whether someone's telling the truth or not. Always.
You're like Emma Swan.
It's another one of your imaginary friends.
No. It's the series character who had a superpower and could tell when people lied.
Oh, Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes for interesting analysis. Yes. Mm-hmm. So.
When is another one out? Shouldn't there be another one out?
It's every Sunday.
Oh.
Every Sunday, but there's no more Emma Swan.
Yeah, well.
She's left.
Well.
She's left the series.
Well, she is there.
What?
She was there in the last one.
Yeah, she's like in one episode of the whole series because they have to have some continuity.
Because they have a baby.
Because she had to rescue Hook, and they had to create a new Hook, and it doesn't make sense to anyone who didn't see the series because it's all kind of
weird,
interwoven. This person is this person, but they're not really this person; they're someone else. So that was
exactly. It was a weird twist, but interesting.
Yeah, it's written. The writers obviously
put
a lot of thought into.
Yeah, it was a clever twist. It wasn't a cheap, you know, we have to get rid of this character, so we're just going to do this kind of trick. It was thought through.
Yeah, you can see when they put no thought into it. It's like, yeah, and then she'll get run over by a tractor or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
No thought. Oh, we'll just find her dead.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I found confusing, right? In the first episode, is it okay for me to talk about this here? I mean, is it not super boring?
It will be if you don't get on with it.
In the first episode, when Hendrey was leaving home, right? He's on his chopper, right?
He
had the magic bean. He was going to go through the portal.
It just doesn't make sense to anyone who hasn't seen the series. Magic beans, choppers, portals.
Regina came out to say goodbye to him, but Emma didn't. And I was thinking, where's Emma? I mean, she's his mother. She should be there to say goodbye, right? And there's only Regina. And that made me think that maybe Emma's dead because she's not there. Because if she wasn't dead, she would be there to say goodbye.
Yeah, that went through my mind as well. There's obviously going to be some continuity problems because the main character is not there anymore. So theoretically, yes. What's that noise?
Jasmine's tablet.
Okay, interesting.
Might have. I don't know. It's weird.
Strange
She's
things.
turned it on. Maybe it needs. Does it need charging, Juju? Okay.
Oh, now you've done it. Now you've done it. She didn't think about that before you said that, did you? Now you're going to have to go and solve a problem in the middle of the podcast instead of doing the podcast.
Danny, we'll charge it later. Thank you. Go and continue watching Charlie Brown, okay?
No, you've done it now. You didn't think about the consequences. Consequences. We're in the middle of a podcast. We can't leave, and now you've promised her you're going to do something for her. She wants it now. But
What's up?
what?
You're afraid.
She's pulling on the cables, Mommy.
What are you afraid of?
We have to get on with the podcast.
We are getting on with the podcast.
We have to get on with the podcast. We can't get on with the podcast because you've created a situation now. It must be solved.
She wants Misley.
You've done it now. We're supposed to be doing a live podcast, and now you've initiated a whole series of events that are going to. Yes.
What?
You should have just left it. You should have just left it. No, now I'm going to have to do it. The whole point of doing the podcast is to do it together. Well, you're leaving me again. I'm not. She's being all bitchy and moany over there. Right. Must be one of those mornings. Yes, you. Yeah. You can't shout from the other side of the flat because you don't have a microphone and other people are not going to be able to hear what you're saying. And I can't hear what you're saying either because I'm talking to the people on the internet. So there. Yes, consequences. Actions have consequences. You have to realize what is going to be the sequence of events that is initiated by you in any kind of situation. And I think that the higher your IQ level, the more you're able to understand the consequences. People often talk about unintended consequences. I think if you're thinking about things, you're trying to map and plan out all the different types of consequences. I don't think there's such a thing really as unintended consequences because, at least if your heart's in the right place, you're going to be thinking about the possible negative outcomes anyway. So unintended consequences means that you're just not thinking or not caring about what it is that you're doing. So you can test that in the world around about you. You can see, how much the people are able to envision the different possible outcomes. You're just gonna stare at me?
I just gave you a stare.
And that's not like a stare, like a step kind of thing. No. Stare if you care.
It's an angry, passive-aggressive stare. Right, so.
Which I'm sure at one point you argued didn't exist. Anyway.
You're sure? Okay.
Sure.
I'll take that as a fact then.
The waves crashed on my shore. I'm doing all this language stuff today. It makes no sense to anyone except me. But that's okay.
Something hanging somewhere. It shouldn't be hanging.
What are you doing with your hair?
I'm trying to unhang it. Okay.
Does it hurt again?
It's better.
Or is it okay?
No, it doesn't hurt. It only hurts when it needs washing. Really? We've got like 3 days. 3 days hair.
What?
Your hair.
What?
After 3 days. It needs my hair needs washing after about 3 days of existence. And I need to wash it.
What are you even talking about? 3 days of existence.
I mean, after you wash it, like you wash your hair and then you can go 3 days without washing until you have to wash again. And after those 3 days, it starts hurting as well.
I don't understand the science of hair, if there is any science to understand. I don't get it.
Well, I'm pretty sure that hair is a part of your biology, so I think that the science of hair would be biology.
I don't feel the need to do anything with this after 3 days. This is 3 days.
I might just go for that as well, but I don't think you would like that.
Shave your head.
Yeah.
You just look like you've got leukemia.
But you don't.
Me? No, it's a male thing. Men can shave their heads. It's not the problem.
Men can shave their heads, but women can't because they have to have long locks.
Well, you'd feel stupid in winter because your head would be cold.
Don't you feel stupid and cold-headed?
I'm hot-blooded. It doesn't bother me.
You're hot-blooded but cold-headed.
No, I'm cool-headed. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I'm going to give you a list of phrases that parents can use.
Gimme.
And you're going to say yay or nay.
Can I just say yo or no?
You could. That would be the American version. Yeah.
Good. I like that more than yay and nay. Because nay is like what you just did.
Nay.
Yeah.
I like the yay and nay. Yay and nay is more British.
Horse and Rumpelstiltskin.
Right. Again, that's another reference that no one is going to get.
Good. So.
Your whole body is shaking.
Give me the phrases.
Phrases. Okay.
Never mind my body. None of your business.
I'm going to preface this by saying this phrase annoys me and I would never use it.
Okay.
Okay. Not to put you under any pressure. Right. But apparently people find this useful. Yeah. Like people find crowbars useful. I never had the need for one personally, but there you go.
Can I touch the wall with my butt? It's okay. You're touching with your shoulder, so I suppose that's a yes.
Although it depends how sweaty your butt is.
Not very.
If you keep standing on one leg, that will change. You might leave a butt print.
We'll see.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Right. So here's the phrase. You have to imagine the situation that your child is anxious or nervous, or there's some kind of uncomfortable situation happening. So the phrase is, I'm here, you're safe. And the reason why it is suggested that people should use this is that anxiety has a way of making things look worse and feel scarier than normal. These words offer comfort and safety when your child is feeling that the situation is out of their control. So once again, the phrase is, I'm here, you're safe. Okay.
First of all, I don't think I really have much experience with anxiety in children. But
except your own childhood.
But I'm here, you're safe. It's quite cool for me.
Yeah?
Yes, because when you're a kid, your mother or father, your parent basically, is the epitome of safety. It's your safe base, basically.
There's a word. Epitome.
I don't know. Did I make that up again?
I've never heard that word in my life.
No? Google it. Google it while I'm talking.
Epitome.
So.
Okay, you talk. I'll search.
So I think, just reminding the child, because when you're anxious and scared, a big part of it is loneliness. The big part of it is feeling like I am just a little me and I'm all alone to face this whole big thing that I'm scared of, right? And you're much less scared.
Epitome, a person or thing that is a perfect example. Like me.
Yes. Anyway.
Epitome.
So when you take that loneliness factor away, and you remind your child that you are there and that you're going to help them take care of things, then that can be a big relief, I think. Just the child remembers, okay, Mum's here. Good. I don't have to face this all alone.
Mm-hmm. It might work in terms of refocusing some of the anxiety on other things. I'm not sure that in any sense deals with any of the issues happening at that point in time.
Well, it's not about dealing with the issues. It's about dealing with the anxiety.
It's about controlling the anxiety.
It's not going to deal with the problem on hand, right? Like a child is anxious because they've got a big test at school. It's not going to make them pass the test, obviously, but it's going to help them let go of the anxiety and help them focus on the problem they need to solve.
Okay. Next. The next.
Why do you not like it? You said you don't like the phrase.
It just doesn't deal with anything. It's I put it in the category of don't worry, be happy. It just doesn't deal with anything. I just could it work? Absolutely. Does it deal with anything? Absolutely not. So that's my perspective.
It deals with the anxiety.
And management without dealing with the main issue at hand is one way to approach the situation, but not the only way.
I'm not saying it's the only way, but I'm just saying that it's useful because you're taking it one step at a time. First, you're going to calm down, and then you're going to tackle the problem.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. It's just different strokes for different folks, as they say.
Do they?
Yeah. Okay. Next parental phrase.
Problems with my hair.
Just stop touching your head.
I can't.
It's not going to fall off. Look, stop it.
It makes my ear itchy.
Just the more you touch it, the worse it'll get. That should be on the list, right? Stop it! Would you just put your hands down? Oh my God.
Things sticking out where they shouldn't be.
Nobody cares, right? Nobody really cares about that.
Both my ears are itchy.
Right, just stop.
Just read it.
Okay. The next parental phrase is can you tell me about it? Can you tell me about it? So the reason, or one of the reasons for the use of this phrase is to give the child room to talk about their fears. And of course, you shouldn't interrupt them while they are doing this. Children need time to process through their thoughts. So this phrase gives them an opportunity and a little bit of space and time as well. What are your thoughts?
Tell me about it. Yeah. By talking about problem, you relieve the anxiety because you're sharing it, right? Mm-hmm. It works with everything. It works with. Doesn't matter whether you talk about scary stuff or sad stuff or exciting stuff. It works with everything.
She just said she needs to pee.
Do you need to pee? I think she said you pee.
Oh, yippee.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, just by verbalizing something and saying it, it becomes less scary. It's a bit like that. It's a bit like that thing in some books or movies. You've got that when you've got something really bad, people don't say its name, right?
Oh, the Harry Potter thing.
Yeah, it's Harry Potter thing. I've seen it somewhere. Yeah, I've seen it somewhere else as well. I've seen it in other works somewhere. I don't know where. But
don't mention.
Yeah, but
the Spanish Inquisition.
But when you say the name, it's like you're taking power away from it, right?
Take the power back.
It's like in Rumpelstiltskin again, right? I mean, as soon as he had a name, he was working with names. Sorry, that's Once Upon a Time reference again. But he was working with names, right? I mean, as soon as he had a name, he had a power over the thing with the name.
Yeah, it's false understanding. To name something is to think that you understand it.
To name something is to take energy away from it. That's what I'm saying.
It because definitely changes perspectives.
You're taking the fear out of it. You name it. You name the monster. Once you name it, you can deal with it. So I think talking about problems is a big step forward.
Yeah, I totally agree. I would change the phrase slightly. I prefer the phrase "tell me more," but that is just a personal preference.
Absolutely.
That I use that with a lot of my clients when I wish for them to communicate more about whatever it is that they're experiencing or whatever it is that's on their mind. Moving on. Next possible parental phrase is, how big is your worry? How big is your worry? How big is your fear? Help your child to verbalize the size or the scope of the problem to try to give you an accurate picture of how it feels to them from their perspective.
That might be a difficult thing for a child to do, I think. I've never tried it, so I don't know, okay? I'm just thinking that it might be a bit difficult because...
How big is big?
Yeah, I think to kids, everything feels big, you know? But...
Because it is.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look at Jasmine. She can't take 2 blocks of Lego apart, and it's a huge problem, right? She's going to throw herself on the ground and scream for half an hour.
Sometimes.
So, yeah, I know. How annoying, isn't it?
You need that special tool.
Yeah, you need that orange thingy.
Yeah.
Which we had, but God knows where it is. Anyway.
It's been eaten.
My face itches today.
Stop touching it. Stop playing with it. Stop scratching it.
I'm going to sneeze if I don't. Anyway, yeah. Okay. It might be a good idea to try that. I didn't try that. I don't know if it works or not. Maybe a good idea to try.
Yeah, I think the problem is, as I mentioned, how big is big, right?
I think I've got a suspicion that kids are just gonna go for big every time, right?
Because some adults do that as well.
What?
She said she wants a robot.
Oh.
She got the cards. Okay. So, next, I find this next one, I'm going to preface this again. I find this next one just weird, although it's recommended that parents use this. I find this very weird. What do you want to tell your worry? What do you want to tell your worry? Again, this gives a child room to talk about their fears and an opportunity to express things from their side.
I'm trying to imagine it in practice.
But I see that I just think it's not practical because, like, what do you want to tell me? I would accept that, right? What do you want to tell me about what happened? I would accept that as good. But but anything that I can't imagine being real or myself using, I tend to have to reject because it doesn't work for my character and my personality.
It doesn't mean that it can't work for anybody else.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's why I'm saying.
I'm trying to imagine it in practice.
Like,
what could a child be scared of? A child could be anxious that, I don't know, that he's going into a new group of kids and he might be anxious that they're not going to, they're not going to like them, or just he may be anxious about approaching them. So what could that, like, what would you tell your worry? Would you tell the group of kids that you're worried about, or,
I think you have to tell somebody. I mean, this idea that you talk to the worry is a bit worrying for me. Yeah. Jazzy is now testing how well the robot cards fly across the living room. They fly quite well. There you go. Good. Okay, next. Can you draw it? It being, I guess, the emotion or the feeling or the expression. Many kids cannot express their emotions with words. Many people can't express their emotions with words. Just look at any artist. Encourage them to draw, paint, or in some other way make notes or images about their emotional state.
Yeah.
They're both the same. Can I have a look?
Talking about emotional state.
Can I see what you've discovered? What do you mean talking about emotional?
Talking about emotional state.
Oh,
we got these printed out, and they are emotional robots. They come from MrPrintables.com, and
good website.
They are emotional robots. They have them in English and in French and maybe other languages as well. I'm not sure.
She's knocking over the table, and not doing anything about it.
Yes, darling?
She'll pull the table down if she grabs
I'm holding it. What's up,
no.
sweetie? Can you not hold the table, please?
No, she needs to hold the table so that her head doesn't hit the side. She needs to put one hand on it. There.
Can you what?
What's up, Jazzy?
Not right now. A little bit later. Can you bring me some more cards? Can I get some more robot cards? You find two that are the same and bring me them. And these are supposed to help children to be more aware about their emotions. You know, they give you a face, a robot face, and it tells you what it expresses.
I've just done all that.
Yeah?
Yes.
I don't know. I was talking to Jasmine, and I've got them in French, so we use them as a bilingual access so that the kids can learn the word in French as well.
Mm-hmm. These cards, see, I think it's a great idea. I also think that these cards will last for about 3 days before, as I say with everything gets eaten after a short period of time.
Yeah, that's true.
You're right there.
Yeah. I am. I'm fine. Yeah, so drawing.
Does that mean disappointed in French?
Déçu.
Déçu.
You've got the little hook under the C.
Je suis déçu.
Oui.
Je suis très déçu.
Pourquoi, monsieur? What have I done again? What haven't I done again?
J'ai un chat.
Tu es très mort if you have un chat.
Dans le jardin.
You are dead if you have a cat. You're not disappointed.
Où est le grand voiture?
Le grand what?
Voiture.
Oh, voiture. Okay.
Le grand voiture est dans le garage.
Dans le grand garage.
Dans le grand garage.
Où est le grand garage?
À côté de la grande maison.
D'accord.
Oh,
so,
I spoke French.
Wow.
I spoke French.
And you used the preposition. That was really cool.
I used the preposition. I used the preposition.
We can move to France.
What's a preposition?
Yeah, it's a good idea to draw it, of course, if a child can't express themselves.
The second child is up.
It may be, you know,
down.
it's the same. It's probably the same principle, like in naming the problem. I mean, if you can't name it verbally, just expressing it in any way helps release the anxiety.
Right. You've used the art principle with William, no?
Oh, Will used to communicate his feelings through drawing. I didn't really use it. He did.
Well, he went away and he drew a picture of me and then put an X across it.
Yes, yes. And when he was angry with you, he would put daddy and cross it off, or when you were angry, he would draw an angry face and he would like, that's daddy and that's me and that's blah blah blah. You know, he would then tell me this. Either he would just show it to me and I would read it,
okay.
Or he would read it for me if I didn't know what it meant, and it helped him express his emotions. Definitely, that was good. It was good, but he came with that. It wasn't even my idea.
He came up with that himself.
Yeah, he came up with that himself.
That's pretty cool. I thought you asked him to do it.
No,
you didn't ask him to do it.
No. That was all his initiative, and I thought it was genius. Because he didn't like to draw. And yeah, I was like desperate, right? Because first child, you expect to have all these beautiful, colorful pictures hang on to your fridge, and you know, have the toddler art kind of thing. And he wouldn't draw. First of all, he would only use black, and second of all,
black is practical on white paper.
As soon as like 3 years old.
Yeah, go get the ball, darling.
Cool.
Yes, you can. You can crawl down. Crawl down like crawl like the snake. Go be small and crawl down like a snake and put your arm out and get it. You can do it. I believe in you.
When he was 3, he kind of started being interested in letters, and he started doing writing. And he would just, scribble across the page saying that he's written something. But that was the end of drawing. He just at that point. Good.
Yeah, go on. Go lie down.
She can't do that.
She can. Lie down and put your arm out. You can do it. Lie down on the floor and stretch your arm out. That's it. Stretch your legs out.
Did you do it?
Slowly, slowly.
Oh, wow. Good job. Good job.
I'm impressed.
That was me underestimating her abilities.
She's so
well done.
Advanced for her age.
It's
unbelievable.
Thanks. That for
Absolutely
me.
Unbelievable. Her conversation
Good
skills, her motor skills, her problem-solving
That's
ability.
just because Will was so slow in development. Everything just seems so advanced now, right?
It does. It's true.
Anyway.
It's very true.
Yeah, so he stopped drawing completely around the age of 3, and he would just scribble, and then he started doing those it's like a scheme, or what do you call it? Diagrams. It was almost like diagrams, and he still doesn't really paint or draw things like Zora does. Like, she sees something and she draws it. She's a natural artist. But Will,
You can always move Zora. Zora, she was there first. So you should move.
But Will has more of the analytical, scientific mind.
You can move along the couch. You move like half a meter to the side. You'll be able to see everything, no problem.
That's better. So he would always draw diagrams, and very simplified, one color.
Darling, try to relax. We're doing a live podcast over here.
Do you need to pee, maybe, darling?
There you go.
And I would tell him, use some color in your picture, Will, and I would give him the blue pencil, and he would just draw the whole thing with blue, right? Gave no flying monkeys.
He followed absolutely your instruction. Yeah.
He just didn't care about making things colorful or nice. It was all about expressing the idea, and he didn't give a
Monkey's uncle.
Yes, about what it looked like, aesthetically. So that's quite interesting.
It is.
And Zora's a natural artist. She came to those pumpkins the other day, right? And she had that bear sitting on a pumpkin, and she just took paper and started drawing what she saw. And she did it upside down as well. She did it upside down as well, which I thought was really weird.
She drew it upside down.
Yeah, she had this paper, and the whole drawing on the paper she was doing was upside down. Seriously. And I was like looking at it, I was like, okay. But it looked great. She even did the smile upside down. So it was a real smile when you turned it the right way. But she was drawing it upside down. I don't know what that was about. It was just an experiment, or if it's some kind of weird brain twist that it's easier for her to do things upside down. I don't know, but it's very interesting.
I think that's actually a real psychological term, the brain twist. And if it's not, should be.
Definitely.
Yeah. Right. Next phrase to explore is let's change the ending. Let's change the ending. Anxious children often feel stuck in the same pattern, the same habit without a way out. Try to help them see different options by allowing them to tell their story, but leave off the ending, ensuring that the children themselves have an opportunity in deciding what the ending is.
That's an interesting problem-solving approach, and it reminds me of that cartoon that Jasmine likes, Super Why.
You've got the power to What is it?
Read.
Read.
Yes, because the whole series is based on there's a story and there's a problem in the story, and you can always change the ending of the story to solve the problem, basically. So it's an interesting problem-solving parallel kind of thing, building the problem-solving skills, because it gives you the process. It shows the process very clearly, like what can we change to get where we want to get to solve the problem, right? And it's like, which word can we change to solve the problem? And it's very clear, and I find that quite useful. So if you're very clear about it, so that the child understands what you want from them, because if you just tell them let's change the ending, that they'll probably go like, what are you talking about? But if your instructions are very clear and on their level, it might be a good way of teaching problem-solving skills. But I think anxiety mostly comes from the place of feeling powerless, helpless about something, and just by showing children what you can do.
Showing anybody, not just children.
Yeah, we're talking about
a lot of adult anxiety comes from powerlessness as well.
Helplessness, but often in situations that you're not really helpless.
People choose to be powerless. You got to point that out as well. I mean, if you look at the situation right now, Zora's complaining that Jazzy is between her and the monitor, right?
But she doesn't want to move.
She doesn't want to move, so she's complaining about really her own powerlessness. Or the situation is caused by her own inaction.
And remember what I was talking before about, the book that I read. Sometimes people learn to be powerless by living through the situations of maybe anxiety, powerlessness during the childhood, and there not being any solution provided.
She's got her foot caught around the cables.
Thank you. Okay, what do you want me to do with it? Just keep it? Okay, thanks. Prezi, cards, and a ball.
Super cool.
So
nice cards.
It's important to teach children they're not powerless, they're not helpless, that their actions can directly influence the situations that they are in, because it will carry with them throughout their life. If you don't teach them that they are not powerless, or if they have the experience that whatever they do, nothing matters, right? If they feel that it doesn't matter what they do, they can't change the situation, you're fier.
I'm sorry, just people listening to the podcast are missing the visual cues here. I'm playing with the cards. The Pexas cards. There's a picture of me sleeping on the phone. And I think if you look carefully, there might be a picture of you as well, with your red T-shirt on. Yeah, me and you. Me and you. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, crying, and you cried again. Absolutely.
Last night, yes.
Yeah, she remembers.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, so if they have a feeling of powerlessness early in childhood, they'll just carry it with them into their lives, and they will feel powerless in situations where they are not powerless. And this feeling of powerlessness then creates passiveness. I don't know what the word is. Inaction. Okay, people stop being active, not only in solving problems, but generally, because they feel helpless.
Peel your own helplessness.
So it's important that we show children that they are not helpless, that what they do can actually change the situation.
Zora, you can always move. Right.
And it can change the ending. So that's a good point.
Okay, when you got these cards printed yesterday,
yes.
We also got some motivational phrases and posters printed as well, which I wanted to put around the flat. And one of them was about endings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really read them, sorry.
Well, maybe if I put them up around the flat, you'll.
Maybe if you
look at
hang them in front of my face.
There you go. Oh, it was a story one. You know, what is your story?
Mm-hmm.
What is your story? You know, part of the story. You know, good stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? So there's a connection there.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at me.
I'm not sure what the quote said, so.
What is your story?
Is that all?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a picture of a typewriter,
Ah.
and all that was written.
That one. Okay. I didn't really read it.
You didn't pay any attention to
I
that
just
at
made
all,
sure
did
that
you?
it's entered because the lady out there in the copy shop did such a huge fuss about it. And I had to make sure that everything's fine.
Yes, because
the first time she printed it was all
because
wrong.
you know, having a job is difficult, right?
Obviously.
Especially when you have to do the same thing every day, and after years of doing it, you still don't know how to do it.
Especially as there was like nobody in the whole shop. We were the only people that came, and she was obviously doing something else, probably browsing the net or something when we came. Disturbed her peace and quiet.
She's a disturbed person anyway, right? Must be hard to find the right kinds of people. Could you stop it? Stop playing with that ball. We're gonna have a conversation in the podcast, and all you're gonna hear is like doop, 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 doop. You're like, what's that? Her heart? What is that?
Yes. It's my heart beating for you.
I feel your heart beat to the sound of it. Is that no? Okay. Ain't it? Oh, that's okay. Anyway, no. Moving on.
What other things do you know about?
We do one more because
fill in the blank.
Oh, well, read it properly. Okay. So the phrase that. Yeah. What did you find a hair? Find. Did you find?
Thank you.
Thank you. That I've got a pocket full of those. And
good for you.
Lightsabers and other stuff that I've been picking up off the carpet. Right. Seriously.
Yeah, I believe you.
You believe me?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
The people there.
Lightsaber.
A Lego lightsaber. Lego lightsaber. It might appear to be a little bit small, but you know,
it's powerful.
It's amazing what you can do with kyber crystals. Or cyber crystals, or what are they called?
Cyber kyber. I don't know. You're the English speaker. Native.
Yeah, I'm only sort of half watching the series, though. Because
you should know how to pronounce kyber or cyber.
Kyber.
I never knew. I'm always also very confused by Celts or Celts. Because it should be pronounced Celts, but I think it's Celts, right?
Yeah, it's... The only thing that's Celts is the football team.
Oh.
Celtic.
Okay.
Everything else is Celtic.
Okay.
There you go. That's the way to remember it.
Ta-da!
You learn something new every day. God, I hope that's true. Right? We can do one more. I mean, there's a whole list of phrases that people can use that we can discuss at some other point in time, but we never get to the end of it.
Can you read it? Because I can't even see it properly.
How do you manage to read it before then?
Like this. What other things do you
You're
know?
not supposed to. You've got. Oh, never mind. Like the people on the net are supposed to think that we're presenting it there. The idea of you looking down and reading it from something is just very unprofessional, right?
We are presenting it, but we're at the same time seeing it. You have to credit the source. Again.
I am the source.
You're not the source. The internet is the source. Don't lie.
I put the activity together. I
Yeah, I know
put all
you
the
did.
phrases together. I put the comments there. Oh. Right, last one. There are improvements that could be made in the presentation. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
What other things do you know about good presentations? No, sorry. What other things do you know about blah, 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 blah?
What other things do you know about it?
The topic.
Isn't that just like saying, tell me more?
Tell me more, did you get very far? Tell me more, like does he drive a car? Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. You're not helping. You're not helping me. I'm making a tit of myself.
Yeah, lovely tit. Oh.
Got 2 of them. What do you call 2 tits on a podcast? I thought I was making a weird, random joke.
2 tits on a podcast.
Yeah. That would be a great name for a podcast. 2 tits on a podcast.
But everybody would be expecting to see this gifted lady. But there's just
Gifted
us.
lady. You know, when I was a kid, and it's like stupid things are really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a bird called blue tit. It was just really funny when I was a kid. What's that? What kind of bird is that, Mummy? That's a blue tit. I go, you said blue tit. I'm sorry.
You thought that was funny.
Oh, you have to be vulgar, don't you? You have to be more vulgar than me. Doesn't matter how vulgar I am.
It was a name. It was a common name used in English language.
It's
the first name.
Unfortunate. Who would?
Just like Richard, right? It was a name, and it has the meaning changed of it.
Sentence grammar, words,
Yoda.
order.
Master Yoda.
Right. Some children feel empowered when they have more information, can give more information, or can get more information about their fears.
Mm-hmm.
Consider the classical examples of say tornadoes or bees or being in certain groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
That when you have more knowledge, it becomes less, say, superstitious and more scientific.
Yeah, I think I do that with Will. Kind of subconsciously, I don't even know that I'm doing it, right? But when Will is scared of something, I give him a lot of information about it. I try to give him a lot of information about it. Or, we talk about it. Like the other day, he got really scared. He's at that age when he's realizing the life and death and stuff. And he got really scared the other day. He just looked at me, at night when everything calms down, your mind races.
That's a problem going over there, by the way.
And I'm just going to continue talking. And he got really scared about dying, about himself dying and about me dying. So what we did, we sat down and we talked about it, right? And we talked about death. And I saw that it relieved a lot of tension just talking about it. And he was saying all these weird things about how he's going to bring me flowers to my grave and stuff, which I found a bit awkward on one hand and quite funny on the other, but I tried not to laugh. And
don't laugh at your son. 1 minute warning.
And it helped him. He just talked it out, And he did that another 2 nights in a row because it was still in. He still needed to get that out. And he said nice things like, I'm going to build a wall around your grave, and
What?
And he said,
so that no one can see it.
So that nobody can steal the things that I'll bring you. And it was like, we'll bury you with all these great things, like bury some money with
thinking
you.
Like Trump there.
Yeah. It's like we'll bury some coins with you so that you can get things in the afterlife. And
that's kind of
it was
thoughtful.
Like, I'll bring presents and flowers, and we don't want other people to steal them. So
nice.
He wants to build me a kind of shrine kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like pyramid like the Egyptians.
Yeah. So we talked it out, and it was quite nice.
Super. Ball's actually quite good for stress relief.
It is. That's why I was kind of fondling it until I started
juggling with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Thank you very much for listening in. This has been another practical parenting podcast. If you'd like more information about what we do, you can join the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching on YouTube. You can link up to one of our pages on Facebook. You can visit www.nsa-slovakia.whiningkids.com. You can,
Coming, Zora. Give us 1 second just to say bye.
She is.
I'm 21st Century, mom spelled mum.com.
Yes, and catch up with the blogs, the posts, join in the conversation. Thank you very much to Alexx Souza today for chiming in with the comments. It's much appreciated. Leave your questions and we'll get to them at some point in time. The kids are ready for some attention, so we're going to go give them some attention. Wherever you are,
and some breakfast probably.
Have a great day, and we will speak to you again very soon. Say bye to the people online.
Bye.
Bye bye, guys.
Wrong hand.
Wrong hands. Which way? My left and right are all mixed up. Bye bye.